Hello and welcome to our Nigerian viewers and viewers across the world. This is Galaxy TV News. Let's get things started tonight. Abuja court says no set date for trial of 5 youths arrested at the Dunamis Church for wearing T-shirt with Buhari Must Go inscription. Plus tonight, Ogun State Police Command arrests 45-year-old man Olaoluwa Jimoh for allegedly impregnating his daughter. And outside Nigeria, officials say a gunman has killed 6 people at a university in the Russian city of Perm. We have details of these stories and more in just a moment. And now, wherever you're watching from around the world, we are live from our headquarters here in Lagos, Nigeria. I am Kelly Egiga. On our first story tonight, there is no set date for the trial of 5 youths arrested at the Dunamis Church, Abuja, on July 4 for wearing T-shirts with the Buhari Must Go inscription. This is because the case file is currently being moved from one magistrate court to another with no clear timeline for hearing the matter. Galaxy's Godfrey Shemuge reports that the youths known as the Dunamis 5 were arraigned in Abuja at the Mbappe Magistrate Court before the case file was moved to another magistrate court at Wuse Zone 2, following the transfer of the magistrate in charge of the case to the new location. As of Monday, the case file has been returned to the Mbappe Court with no representative of the Department of State Services, DSS, who are prosecuting the case to give any information on the state of the case.
The matter was adjourned for today, September 20th, at Wuse 2, Chief Magistrate Court, Court 10, and we were there before 9 o'clock this morning. On getting to that place, we discovered that our matter was not on the court list. So when the court resumed sitting, we brought it to the attention of the magistrate that our matter was not on the court list. He now informed us that after he was transferred, he brought those cases with our own to that court.
Meanwhile, a rights enforcement suit by the Dunamis 5 challenging the arrest is presently before Justice Anwuli Chikere of the Federal High Court in Abuja. Away from court matters, operatives of the Ogun State Police Command say they have arrested a 45-year-old man, Olaoluwa Jimoh, for allegedly impregnating his daughter. Galaxy TV News reports that he was arrested in Oderemo area of the state. The police public relations officer in that state, Abimbola Oyemi, said the randy father had been sleeping with his daughter since June 2021. He added that the 19-year-old victim told the police that her father requested she moved in to stay with him about 2 years, with the mother having separated from the father. According to the police spokesman, he said she stated further that since then she has been raped severally by a father who always threatened to kill her if she dared inform anybody. Acting on the report, the divisional police officer in Oderemo quickly detailed detectives to go after the suspect, and he was promptly arrested. Oyemi said on interrogation the suspect confessed of the crime but claimed that he was used by the devil. Very interesting indeed. Now, today marks day 50 of the industrial action by the National Association of Resident Doctors protesting needs bothering around their welfare. The union is agitating the fulfillment of agreement on the part of the federal government reached by both parties in time past. Now, Galaxy's Tife Tanimomo tells us more in this report.
Resident doctors have over time registered their dissatisfaction in how their needs are attended to by the federal government, despite assurances and promises from Minister of Health, Dr. Ihenari Osage, and his counterpart, Minister of Labor and Employment, Dr. Chris Ngige. The National Industrial Court had ordered members of the National Association of Resident Doctors to suspend their strike on 17th September 2021, asking both the association and the federal government to return to negotiation tables to reach a compromise, but resident doctors are yet to call off the strike regardless. While speaking with Galaxy Television, stakeholders attributed the non-compliance of resident doctors to the court order to distrust of the association of the federal government, advocating that their needs should be met.
The government should look into those things they are complaining, because it appears that they don't trust the government. I read somewhere where they say that there is no sincerity in the agreement, because the agreement entered since 2009, has not been implemented. And each time, the government continues to feed us with wrong information that they have implemented this, but the doctors are coming out to refute it, that even the one signed 2009 has not been implemented. Yes, we agree that they are life-saving people, but then at the same time, a worker deserves his wages. So the government should do that which they've agreed.
Dialogue. Federal government should dialogue with the doctors and find a common ground. Yes, in a situation like this, you don't always get it 100% right. Doctors should also shed some of their weight and understand the situation that we are in now, especially the financial situation of the government. Because of the pandemic, the government revenue has shrinked, and what they need to do now is to speak to these doctors and have an agreement with them.
Legal practitioners, however, noted the association should attend to the matter diplomatically by appealing the case and considering members of the society who are affected by this action.
The court has asked the resident doctors to resume work while the substantive suit is being looked into. And that is the court of the land, and the societies are guided by laws. And one will expect the resident doctors to obey the court order why the substantive matter is being looked into. The doctors, by the fact that they swore to the Hippocratic oath, life is more important. They should look at the life that would suffer. Yes, their demands, they are quite valid, no doubt about that, but we have to find a middle point.
The options that they have is either to resume and still fight what they want to fight, or they appeal the order of the court. Because, so to say, going against the order of the court is also, it's not something that I will want to advise and say, okay, they should not suspend the strike. Well, the option they can have to be able to continue the strike is that they are appealing the decision of the court as that it is now.
Very unfortunate that it is the ordinary man that is bearing the brunt. These are actions that are instigated by the mighty in the society. They can afford to take flight out of the country for for minimal payments, but the ordinary man on the streets has no helper, no voice. It's very unfortunate. But my appeal generally is to the resident doctors to temper justice with mercy. Have mercy on the suffering ordinary Nigerians on the street.
Tife Tanimomo, Galaxy TV News, Lagos.
All right, to help make sense of all of this, we're joined now by a former national president of the Association of Resident Doctors, Dr. Askira Mohammed, live from the nation's capital, Abuja. Thank you so much indeed, Doctor, for agreeing to speak with Galaxy TV. As a former national president of the union, do you agree with the insinuations in some quarters in the country that members of the union have overstepped their boundaries? Dr. Mohammed, maybe I should go over that question again. Do you agree with some Nigerians who believe that doctors in the country have probably overstepped their boundaries with their continued demands?
Though actually the network has broken, I couldn't get a part of your because the network
Well, it does indeed appear that the network doesn't seem too friendly tonight. Dr. Mohammed, let's see how we can fix things. We'll get back to you in just a moment. You're watching the news on Galaxy TV. Let's take a breath. I'll be back with more reports. Please stay with us. You're welcome back. This is Galaxy TV News. Now, for more updates and latest news, visit our website at www.galaxytvonline.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Galaxy TV Nigeria. You can follow or interact with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Galaxy TV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Official Galaxy TV. If you have breaking news around you, you can avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. Simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your life update and comment. Now, amid reactions to the declaration by Edo and Ondo state governments regarding restricting access to public places for unvaccinated residents, the federal government's proposed sanctions on Nigerians who refuse COVID-19 vaccination, a development that has stirred reactions by many Nigerians. In a chat with Galaxy's Daniel Tanimu, legal practitioner Elvis Asia, and public affairs analyst Onyedika Anusi Onwu highlight the need for governments to make the vaccines available and accessible to the people before making any restrictions. They further say Nigerians have the right not to take the vaccines except the government can put laws in place to make it mandatory if the lives of its citizens are in danger.
There's a competing right of the people to say, you can't force me to give me an injection by way of the vaccine. But government has a right, in fact, a constitutional duty to protect the public from the spread of a contagious disease such as COVID. The only challenge I have with Nigerian version of compulsion is that we don't even have enough vaccines as we speak. Even if all Nigerians decide to go to say we are going to vaccinate, for example, we don't have the requisite number of vaccines to give them. So it would not be fair to say they will be prevented from accessing certain public places because of the lack of vaccination.
When you say government is making it compulsory, let's say before you can access government buildings and all of that. I mean, aside everything, there are people who are unable to take the vaccine due to health reasons or particular conditions that they suffer from. So are you going to say that people like that can no longer access government services because they actually have valid reasons not to take the vaccine? Of course, vaccine skepticism is a thing around the world.
The further called on the government to properly educate and enlighten people on the importance of vaccination and to eradicate the conspiracy theory surrounding the COVID-19 vaccines in the country.
I also believe that the problem we have is that government has allowed charlatans and religious bigots to control the narratives on vaccine. That's the problem we are having. We have not built the requisite trust. You need to earn people's trust in this vaccine. People need to know what it is. The government needs to be transparent about it. And there are other ways you can encourage people to vaccinate. Because when you want to compare people, the danger with that is that it will further give fuel to the conspiracy theories that, there's something is fishy about this vaccine.
I think more of enlightenment will help for people who are vaccine skeptics. Making it compulsory. I mean, we have to consider our multi-ethnic and multi-religious society. People believe different things and for different reasons. It took a lot of grassroots work, teaching people, informing them, making them realize the importance of taking this.
Well, let's stay with the COVID-19 pandemic for a moment. As the battle against the virus continues, the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria has advised the federal government to decentralize the administration of the COVID-19 vaccines across the country. Now, according to the body, this will make the vaccines available to all Nigerians and ensure that more people are vaccinated. Correspondent Kunlojo reports that the chairman of the society in Oyo State, Pharmacist Oguntoye Adegboyega, while speaking with journalists in Ibadan, decried government's attitude towards members of the union, adding that the spread of the pandemic would have been contained effectively if all segments in the health sectors are carried along.
We have agreed together that this registration is a must. We have given a time limit for all the Okada to properly register, and the enforcement is going to be effective as from 1st of October 2021. From 1st of October, any Okada rider who fail to properly document his presence here in Ogun State will probably have his motorcycle apprehended until the necessary registration is done.
It's a law in Ogun State that you don't ride without your rider's card, and the backing of the executive has been given, so we don't know why anybody, if not for nefarious activities that will be going on, which has led to the ban.
Watching the news on Galaxy TV, we sincerely apologize. We'll bring that story subsequently. Let's go now to other stories, as Governor Samuel Otom, on behalf of the government and people of Benue State, has deeply sympathized with the family and the entire leadership of the Middle Belt over the death of former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Obadiah Mai-Lafia. In a statement issued Monday by Teva Kase, Chief Press Secretary to the Benue State Governor, described the sudden demise of the renowned banker and comrade for the emancipation of the minority groups in Nigeria as shocking and unfortunate. He says the nation will greatly miss the in-depth contributions of Mai-Lafia in the economic and political affairs of Nigeria, particularly at the time the country needs patriots in tackling the myriads of challenges confronting Nigeria. Command on Monday warned both private and commercial motorcyclists to register their motorcycles with the state government on or before Friday, October 1, or quit the state. The police public relations officer of the command, Abimbola Oyemi, gave the warning while addressing journalists in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Oyemi said it had become imperative for the government and the police to regulate the activities of motorcyclists, popularly known as Okada riders, operating in the state to check kidnapping, armed robbery and other crimes. Also speaking, the chairman of the Commercial Motorcycle Riders Identification Scheme, Juwon Adebanjo, disclosed that over 40,000 motorcycles in the state would be registered through the scheme. He said the state had created over 5,000 registration points across the 20 local government areas of Ogun State to ensure seamless exercise.
We have agreed together that this registration is a must. We have given a time limit for all the Okada to properly register, and the enforcement is going to be effective as from 1st of October 2021. 21. From 1st of October, anybody, any Okada rider who fail to properly document his presence here in Ogun State will probably have his motorcycle apprehended until the necessary registration is done.
It's a law in Ogun State that you don't ride without your rider's card. And the backing of the executive has been given. So we don't know why anybody, if not for nefarious activities that will be going on, which has led to the ban in Lagos State, which our governor in his magnanimity again decided not to get them banned.
Our correspondent John Felix reports that the government had few months ago declared its intention to register all motorcyclists operating in the state, expressing worry over the influx of motorcyclists into the state from Lagos as a result of the ban on motorcyclists in Lagos State. Let's stay in Ogun State for a moment, as the police command has warned members of the public to desist from holding prayer sessions in the forest so as to avoid being kidnapped. The command expressed concerns that despite series of warnings and security tips, some members of the public still organize prayer sessions in the forest. This, it was said, had made them easy prey for kidnappers hibernating in those forests. And according to a statement by the state police public relations officer, the command said the warning was important even though it recognizes individuals' rights to freedom of religion. The police spokesman Abimbola Yemi said the command was working assiduously to get rid of criminal elements who have taken kidnapping as a business. You're watching the news on Galaxy TV. It's now time to switch gears for a moment as we join our international desk for more reports. Please stay with us.
Welcome to stories from the international scene. A gunman has killed 6 people at a university in the Russian city of Perm, officials say. The assailant walked onto the campus on Monday morning and started shooting. Students and teachers barricaded themselves inside the university building. Others were seen jumping up from windows. Police say the wounded and detained the attacker was said to be a student. More than 20 people were injured during the shooting. The incident occurred at around 1100 at Perm State University, located around 1,300 kilometers, that's 800 miles east, the capital of Moscow, in the Urals. Officials initially reported 8 had died, but subsequently revised the death toll down. One professor at the university described students leaping out of the buildings. They jumped out of the buildings in some horror, screaming, he told reporters. Other students locked themselves into classrooms in a bid to escape the gunman. There were about 60 people in the classroom. The gunman reportedly acted alone and said he had no political or religious motives. In a social media post, he also said he was consumed by hatred and intended to do harm to others. I've thought about this for a long time. It's been years and I realized the time had come to do what I dreamt of, he said on a social media account attributed to him that was later taken down. The gunman was identified as a student of the university according to investigative committee that handles probes into major crimes. Perm University posted a message on social networks urging students who were in the building to stay in classrooms. Earlier this year, a 19-year-old gunman opened fire in his old school in the central Russian city of Kazan, killing 9 people.
And that's a wrap on Galaxy TV News. Now, for more updates and latest news, visit our website at www.galaxytvonline.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Galaxy TV Nigeria. You can follow or interact with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Galaxy TV Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Official Galaxy TV. If you have breaking news around you can avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. Simply share a story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818 666 669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comment. Now that's your Galaxy TV News at this time. On behalf of the production team and everyone here, thank you so much for your company. We urge you to please keep safe. I am Kelly Egega. But Newsroom returns at 9 p.m. with our primetime news. Good evening.